routine that is going to center you, keep your body in balance, especially if you're doing running and other forms of physical activity, and just wake you up to start your day. You don't need any prior yoga experience to be able to do this routine with me, so let's get started. So to start, we're going to come to child's pose. Child's pose, your hips are on your heels, or you can put a big cushion under here if you need it, and your knees are going to be either as wide as the mat, or you can have your knees together. You're going to have to fold forward. So this is where we're going to begin. Child's pose is the most amazing way to start your day. If there's one thing you take away from the video, it's to do child's pose every morning no matter what, because it's pretty easy to do. We're just going to breathe here. And it's opening up your hips and inner groin in a really profound way that combats all the hours at the desk, all the hours you spend sitting in the car. So just let your head rest on something if you can. Ideally the mat, or you can use a book or a block, just something to rest your forehead onto. Again, grab some books off the coffee table if you need them. And just begin to notice your breath and slow down. Depending what's going on in your body, you might feel a stretch right away here on the outer hips and inner groin. You can also have a blanket down on the floor to pad your knees. And begin to just observe your inhales and your exhales. And try to inhale for a full count of 3. So inhale, feel the torso, feel the low back, just feel the torso getting bigger. Exhale for 3 counts. Again, inhaling, expanding the upper body, the lower body, the low back. Just inhaling as much as you can, as if you want to inflate your torso with your breath, almost like you were inflating a balloon. And then exhale, draw the navel up and in, sink the hips back a little more as you exhale. You can rock from side to side. You can exhale through nose or mouth. Again, inhale, filling up, count of 3. Maybe pause at the top. Exhale, count of 3. Good. From here, we're going to come back into our downward facing dog. So reach your hands forward, firm your biceps towards one another, spread all 10 fingers apart. Feel your knuckles pressing into the mat. You're going to shift your weight forward onto your hands. And then I like to take a nice wide down dog to start my day. So take your feet about hip width apart, or almost as wide as the mat. So in traditional down dog, we have our feet much closer together. We have them a little narrower than our hips. To warm up in the morning, I like to take my feet really wide. This lets me get a lot of length in the spine. So I'm really pressing down through my knuckles. You should feel like you're doing handstand in your upper body. And then I'm just pressing one heel down and then the other. Again, noticing that my legs are super wide. Just take a 3 count in breath here. 3 count out breath. Imagine your tailbone was hanging from a chandelier in the ceiling. So notice if your upper back is really rounded, maybe bend the knees and then shoot your seat towards the ceiling, tailbone towards the ceiling. You really want length in the spine here. And then notice if the head is tense or the neck is tense. Just let that go. Good. Now walk your feet to hip width apart, so we'll come into a more traditional down dog. If you have tight hamstrings, you may need to bend the knees here. Just keep the knees bent and prioritize length in the spine and the upper body instead of having the legs straight and the back really rounded. So super okay to bend the knees. Good. From here, I'm going to inhale into a plank position. So I'm going to take my shoulders over my wrists. I'm going to take my whole inhale to come forward. Good. And then as I exhale, this time out the nose. So switch to exhaling throughout the nose. If you haven't already, I'm going to take the hips high. So again, your in-breath, rock forward to a plank pose. Good. Your out-breath, take the hips high. Nice. Last time, plank. Use the whole in-breath to come forward, and then take the hips high into downward facing dog. Good. Last time, plank pose. Nice. This time just drop the knees. We're going to take some cat-cow. So you're going to inhale, arch the chest forward. So splay the collarbones back as you breathe in. As you breathe out, round the low back, dip the chin into the chest, lengthen the tailbone towards the space between your heels. 3 more times. Inhaling, Just prioritizing filling up with a lot of breath. Exhale, round the low back. So this is beneficial because it's warming up the whole spine. It's taking the spine through all the motions it needs and doesn't usually go in throughout our normal day. So we're just lubricating all the joints. Good. Last time, breathing in. Exhale, rounding. This pose is always also called chakra vakasana because all sorts of energy centers in yoga are located along the spine, and we're just kind of feeling through each one. Good. Nice. Come back to your downward facing dog by just curling the toes under and reaching your torso towards your thigh bone. So again, it's okay if your knees are really bent. Always think you want your spine long and your seat and tailbone super high rather than your legs straight. And that's because we're going to walk the feet forward now. So walk the feet forward towards your hands. And we're going to take a standing forward fold. So this is where you can have the hamstring stretch. So try to make down dog more about length in the spine and not so much a hamstring stretch, especially if you're starting out. So I'm going to clasp opposite elbows here. I'm going to let my head really drop, especially if it's first thing in the morning. I like to keep my knees bent. I'm just going to kind of go from side to side here. So I'm just leaning side to side. Good. Maybe you want to gradually straighten the legs, maybe not. Nice. And the next thing we're going to do is just called a roll up. So I want you to bend your knees deeply. Imagine your head is heavy like a bowling ball. Let your hands just fall to the ground. Begin lengthening your tailbone and rounding your low back. We're going to roll up one vertebra at a time. So feel through low back, mid back, upper back. Again, the benefit here is just feeling through the whole spine as a unit. Good. And then as you come to stand, lift all 10 toes. Shift the weight into the balls of the feet and the heels of the feet. Inhale, reach the palms up. So extend the fingertips apart from one another. Reach up. And as you exhale, just take the hands back down towards the hips. Press the arrow away. Try to activate the muscles in the back. Good. Do this 2 more times following your in-breath. Breathing in, reaching maybe up and back. Exhale, press the arrow away, stand tall. Good. This time, inhale, lift the hands. Keep the hands lifted. We're going to hold on to the left wrist with the right hand, and we're going to take that left wrist up and over so we get a deep side stretch. So press into the outer edge of your left foot. Try to stack your shoulders and your collarbones so you spiral the heart to the ceiling. Lengthen your tailbone to the space between your heels. Final breath. Good, and then reach back up to the sky. Take the right wrist and the left hand, reach it up and over. So this is a big side body stretch, super beneficial to do when we wake up because usually we sleep on our side or in the fetal position at some point in the night, and that really makes the side body tight. Good, inhale, reach up. Nice, exhale, fold forward. So just swan dive forward. Let it feel good. Feel into those hamstrings again. Inhale, half lift. So roll your shoulders down your back, come into a flat back, and then exhale, fold. Good, we'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, half lift. So you choose your whole in-breath to come up into a flat back. Roll, glide the shoulders down and back towards your seat. Exhale, fold. Super okay to do this with the knees bent. Inhale, half lift. Good. Exhale, fold. Nice. Inhale, half lift. This time you're going to step your left foot behind you and take your left knee to the mat. So you're in a lunge. Good. Just take the hands to the knee to begin. So hands on that front right knee. You can have the toes long or tucked under, whichever feels best for you. Just begin sinking into the hips. Feel a big stretch in this front left psoas. So if we sit at a desk all day, we really need this because the psoas, the front of our legs, get really tight. So if you think of sitting, we're doing the opposite of sitting here in this left psoas because we're opening up the front of the leg. Good. Nice, and then if you want, you can circle the arms down, around, and up. Spiral the pinkies in, plug your shoulder blades down the back. Maybe look up. Good. And then exhale. Take the hands towards the mat, curl the back left toes under, come back to your down dog and just switch. So just take left foot forward this time, right knee to the mat, hands to the knee, come into that low lunge. Good, and then option to circle the arms down, around, and up. Notice if you've lost your breathing in and out through the nose. Don't judge yourself if you've lost it. Just try to bring back that equanimity of the breath we found at the beginning in Child's Pose. 3 count inhale, 3 count exhale. Good. Final breath, really fill up with air. Good. Exhale, come back to your downward facing dog. Good. Pedal through one leg and then the other. Press through the index finger knuckles. Spiral your biceps towards the ceiling. And now just walk your feet towards your hands again. Inhale, find that flat back half lift. Shoulders glide down the back. Exhale, fold. Good. Inhale, circle the arms down, around, and up. Exhale, come to a prayer pose. So press the palms together, center line of the body. Hopefully you already feel a little different. Take the hands to the hips and take the right leg really far behind you. We're going to come into a wide-legged forward fold. So make sure your toes point in and your heels point out. I'll move a little bit to the back of the mat. Inhale, hands on the hips, look up. Exhale, fold forward. So always okay if you can't reach the floor. You can hold on to the legs, or you can actually use a coffee table or a chair in your home and rest your hands on that. But wherever you are, just let the neck go. So make sure there's no tension in the head or the neck. And then think of lifting up through your legs so your kneecaps are lifted. So notice what your kneecaps feel like normally, and then energize through your legs. So activate your quadricep muscles and feel how the kneecaps kind of energetically lift. From there, keep the legs lifted, lower body working, and commit to fully releasing the upper body. So maybe inhale, take a little half lift. Exhale, fold forward completely. Let the head hang. Relax the jaw. And this is a hamstring stretch, so this is opening up the backs of the legs. And by having the toes point in and the heels out, you're also stretching the outer shins, which is really nice. So you kind of want to be pigeon-toed. Good, and then take the left hand underneath the face. I'm just going to reach the right arm up into a twist. So twists are super detoxifying. They help aid digestion. And then think about gliding the shoulders back towards your seat, drawing the navel up and in slightly. Notice if you're dumping in the low back. Final breath in, stack the collarbones. Good, and then exhale, right hand down, left hand up, simple twist, second side. You can choose to look up towards your left hand or just keep your gaze straight. I like to dip the chin and feel the back of my neck as a part of the whole spine. So feeling the whole spine long. Think of your tailbone reaching back, crown of head reaching forward, stacking shoulders, rotate the heart a little more to the ceiling. Good, and then exhale, fold forward. Good, take the hands to the hips. Inhale, come into a flat back so your spine is parallel to the floor. Exhale. Good, and then breathe in. Almost done here. We're just going to turn the left toes forward and bend into the left knee to take a warrior two. So make sure your front heel is bisecting your back arch. Take the arms long. Just take 3 breaths. So again, trying to find maybe a pause at the top of the inhale. Full 3 counts to breathe in. Full 3 counts to breathe out. Good, straighten that front left leg, turn the left toes in, turn the right toes out. Take warrior two on the other side, bend the knee. You want the knee 90 degrees over the ankle, roll the shoulders down and back. Look for any secret tension you're holding in the neck or the shoulders. Make sure that goes away. Good, feel both quads working. Bend a little more into the front knee. Make sure the knee's tracking over your first and second toe so that the knee's not in, knees tracking towards the back of the mat. Final breath. Good. Straighten the legs, turn both toes to center. You can just kind of hop or bring yourself back to the top of the mat. We'll take a final vinyasa to close. Inhale, reach up, greet the day. Exhale, fold forward, big hamstring stretch. Inhale, half lift, find that flat back, roll the shoulders down and back. You're going to want to remember that exercise all day of pushing the shoulders down and back when you're at your computer or doing other things. Find your plank pose. Let's breathe in for 3 breaths here. Hold your plank. So now we're activating the core. Press your heels into an imaginary wall behind you. Again, glide the shoulders down and back. Feel the sternum reaching forward. Last breath. You can do it. Good. Exhale, down dog. Good. Pedal through the legs one last time. Maybe point both toes to the left and just bend into the right knee, little side twist. Take both toes to the right, bend in to the left knee. Hello, side body. Good. And then walk your feet back to the top of the mat. Find that half lift last time. Shoulders glide down and back. Exhale, fold forward. Good. Inhale, circle your arms down, around, and up. Exhale, bring the hands down through prayer, center of the heart. I hope you enjoyed this quick yoga sequence and you feel centered and ready